Rohan, hi, morning. Good to have you on ET now, and congratulations once again. Your overall numbers clearly have been largely in line with what the street was anticipating, but quite the strong performance actually in the consumer tech and enterprise and digital transformation and IoT segment. What's leading to this kind of growth for you?
Thanks a lot for having me on the show. In general, we've had a pretty large open order book, and I think our team has been executing well when it comes to our different segments. As you rightly said, C&E has grown 70%, quarter on quarter. Year on year, it's up 43%. But A&M is also doing quite well with multiple go lives across four-wheeler, two-wheeler, IC and EV, and video telematics for fleets or enterprises, new age tech companies, and private industry across industry verticals. IoT has also seen a 62% healthy growth. And if you look at the overall margins, MapLend is 55%, and IoT has grown 6.2 to 6.3 to 8.2 to now 10% every quarter. So it's in line with how we've been planning. We're happy with how we're executing, and the overall year is looking quite strong.
I have a very simple follow-up question. How is MapmyIndia different from Google? Are you gaining market share from Google? If I look at private commuters, they still use Google. But if I look at public commuters, let's say Swiggy or let's say Zomato, or for that matter, taxis, they've started using MapmyIndia. What is changing at that dynamism at retail level?
Sure, Nikunj. I mean, if you look at our B2B business with the suite of offerings that we give to automotive OEMs, what we call NKs, I don't think Google is a player there when it comes built into solutions. And even when you look at the C&E market, consumer tech and enterprise digital transformation, the suite of offerings that we have around geospatial analytics, IoT, field force management, Google is not a player there. So when it comes to B2B, I think we have a much wider breadth of offerings. And also the map is far more accurate and detailed. It's not just a 2D map, it's 3D, high definition, 360-degree, and a lot more Indian features. The one place obviously Google has been historically very strong is B2C, with consumer using Google Maps app. And I attribute it to the monopoly they've held in terms of being preloaded on Android. Things are changing now. In the last 6-9 months, you must have seen our B2C app, Mapple's app, really skyrocket in terms of usage. We've displaced Google Maps as the top app on the Apple App Store and Google Play Store for many, many times over the last 6 months. And a lot more people are using it. A lot more people are talking about it on social media. And it's down to some Indian features like 3D junction views so that you can climb and avoid a flyover, or speed camera alerts, or road speed alerts, or the toll cost. And for example, when the Atal Setu came up in Mumbai, immediately it was there on our map, and the other maps kind of were laggards on that. So I think we're differentiating on product, competing toe to toe, and winning share, not just in B2B where we are anyways ahead, but on B2C, which somebody would have found impossible to believe.
Your B2B business, I'll divide it into two. Enterprise customers and government. Can you share with us that what is the growth in both these individual business segments?
Sure. I mean, government is a small part of our portfolio. It's 5 to 10% in that range. It's very good that the government has a digital transformation agenda. We are very well positioned as an OEM, a product and platform company in this space. We work with many, many SIs, and some of the flagship projects of government is where we are built in. For example, the Viksit Bharat campaign that's happening right now, where trucks are going everywhere across the country and a portal is there so that people can see what schemes belong to them. We are the mapping and IoT provider there at scale. Similarly, if you look at the road construction projects, our IoT solutions are there, or urban development, or in defense also with our solutions. So I think government, we are doing quite well. But obviously, enterprise, private sector, the largest new age tech companies in e-commerce and fintech, or the largest banks, all logistics companies are all our customers.
You've always told us that, look, I'm not an IT service company. We are not like a QSQT story, not quarter to quarter. Look at annual numbers, look at our growth numbers. The fact that margins have gone below 40% is just seasonality at play, or 40% will be a tall order now going forward?
No, our margins are 42, 43%. I'm not sure where this number of lower than 40%, EBITDA margins I'm talking about. EBITDA margins, anyways, we've always said it's going to be 40% plus in this year, and we are holding in that. It's 42% in Q3 and 43% year on year. I mean, year to date. And PAT margins are a healthy 30% plus. I think it's quite a strong performance. And I don't know many companies who have that in the tech space in India or otherwise.
You would say that, look, we are growing, but the base effect would kick in. Are you really far away from the so-called base effect, or base effect will kick in a year from now?
I think we've put out the goal that we have for FY27, FY28, which is crossing 1,000 crore plus milestone. We've pretty like bottoms up explained, where we are when it comes to new vehicles which go built in from the factory. It was 1.9 million last year. And I mean, most cars come built in with our solutions, and even now two-wheelers are adopting it, or 1.9 lakh devices in the aftermarket, or in the order of 800 customers in total that we have, and a few hundred who are at scale contributing to the C&E business, and how we want to, over the course of 4-5 years, I think there's a large headroom of about 8,700 crores worth of opportunities specifically, out of which we're targeting 1,000 crore plus. I think we see that, next few years, a 35 to 40% CAGR, I mean, if you look at a 4-5 year horizon, is very much possible, and that's what we're working towards. And I think our track record last 7-8 quarters since we've been public, showing this consistent growth with high profitability, I think is testament to kind of how we've been executing and what the outlook looks like.
Summarize the last question answer, that you expect a 35 to 40% CAGR growth for 4 to 5 years with margins in and around 40%. Will I be correct?
We haven't put out a margin guidance, so I mean, for this year, we put out a margin guidance of 40% plus. I think for us, it's important. We've hit about 116 crore of EBITDA, about, I think, in the order of 100 crores of PAT in the first 9 months. So given we're a product and platform company, given that map-led and IoT-led, map-led margins are high, IoT-led margins are increasing, we believe, of course, that we'll continue to be a strong, profitable company. And, but the focus is also on growing the business. And as a product platform, high margin business, I think those things will also follow.
Anything exciting which MapmyIndia is doing when it comes to Ayodhya? Anything exciting which you can share with us?
Super exciting. I mean, if you look at over the last year, we've collaborated closely with UP Police to improve traffic flow and road safety in the state of UP. Even in Ayodhya, there'll be a lot of traffic and road closures when it comes to the ceremony that happens next week. And again, we're collaborating with UP Police to be able to guide citizens, commuters, as to where the closures are. I think we are working very closely with them, like we did with G20, in the G20 with Delhi Police. Also, we put out this really amazing digital twin metaverse, realverse, what we call, for Ayodhya, which anybody can already experience through the Mappers app and mappers.com, where you can see the Ram Mandir and other very big mandirs and landmarks in full kind of immersive 3D. And finally, like one interesting thing that you can do is on the map, in all the mandirs, we are putting diyas as symbols. And people can also post a diya with their wishes, in celebration, in an online, digital, unique way of celebrating this great milestone for the country and for the community. I think these are pretty unique Indian ways of kind of celebrating, collaborating. And we have a great kind of Ramayan map from Treta Yuga, a print version with the QR code for kind of this metaverse kind of immersive experience. I think that a lot of people have been putting in their homes, in their mandir areas, in their drawing rooms. So I think bunch of interesting things. We're also kind of, excited about, happy about the country's cultural kind of renaissance.
Okay, that sounds pretty exciting. Thanks so much for taking time out and joining in. That's the word coming in from MapmyIndia. The stock price, though, under a bit of pressure in today's trade at 2,000 levels.